What's up, guys? Derek from moreplatesmoredates.com. Today we're going to be talking about my week 2 and week 3 updates on the vertical diet. I've been trying to knock out a lot of other stuff lately, so apologies for not putting up the week 2 update at exactly the 2-week mark. So I thought I'd just combine them into this one video and blog post if you're going to read it on my website. So main point, body temperature doesn't seem to be getting better. Actually, it got a bit worse. Could be thyroid crash. I'm at that point now where it's kind of like all the exogenous hormones are definitely out of my system, and I'm at like the point where my body should be freaking out and telling myself to, get back in gear, and hopefully it's actually doing that, and my T4 and T3 are going to be coming back into range shortly. I did get a requisition for updated blood work, which I'm going to get done soon. Checking mainly thyroid panel is my main concern, but I'm going to be looking at other things too, like lipids especially is going to be concerning for me with the red meat addition. I'm having like a pound of ground bison a day now, whereas prior to this diet, I literally didn't even eat red meat or have very many fats to begin with. And I didn't have whole eggs either, so should be interesting to see if there's like some negative effect on like obviously LDL and HDL. It's kind of like up for debate whether those are gonna be harmful or not, but I'm also gonna get an EKG done and some other heart tests to kind of assess if risk factors are getting better, worse, what's going on with that in regards to direct results from the foods I'm eating, the diet itself, because nothing else has changed. It's not like I'm not taking any like PEDs on top of my TRT. I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary that I wasn't doing prior. Literally the only factors that have changed is the food I'm eating. So it's going to be really indicative of what you can expect health-wise from this, in my opinion. Or at least what I can. You can, it's up for interpretation whether you want to apply that to your own personal situation or not. But hopefully that's kind of like the whole point of this log. Hopefully it helps you guys make a more informed decision and kind of maybe just so you can get an insight into what's going on inside the actual body of somebody who's on this diet. Because I know a lot of guys are going to run the diet but not actually do the proper blood work. So... or get EKG, get an echocardiogram, get all that stuff done, because I want to try and find like the perfect intersection between maximizing muscle recovery, mental focus, and actual longevity. So like, not necessarily cancer risk minimization, because I feel like it's kind of, there's a lot of things that are contradictory in the, diets that are conducive to muscle growth when it comes to cancer, because IGF and whatnot. But the minimization of cardiovascular risk is the main concern for me, because if something's going to happen to a bodybuilder, it's like 99% going to be a cardiovascular related incident. So that's my number one concern in everything in regards to diet, regards to TRT, regards to anything in general. It's always looking at cardiovascular risk factors. So, what else to note? Body weight unchanged. Didn't drop any more weight or anything like that. Strength is, about the same. It's trending up on some stuff still, but it's not like it's exploding prior to what it was before the diet. It's still, creeping up at the same pace. Body fat, I don't know. I think my face is a bit later than before the diet, but I could be wrong. Could be totally wrong. I don't know. But I did lose a couple pounds actually when I started it, so maybe that's the reason why. But I was just thinking, just like looking at my face, it almost looks like a bit more jaw than normal. I don't know. Could be wrong on that, but what else? The thyroid thing honestly is really concerning for me. So it's like I'm going to get a full, my requisition is going to show me a full panel, and I'm going to get autoimmune markers checked as well to see if I have some sort of autoimmune flare up or antibodies that are spiked or anything like that, which hopefully not, but because I would ideally like to just have like a maxed out thyroid without having to take anything. But I'm still waking up like hypothermic. Like I wake up and my body temperature is 94 degrees Fahrenheit. Like that's cold. That's stupid cold. And by the end of the day, the highest my body temperature gets is about 97.3, which is, not bad at all. But that's after eating like 5 to 6 meals of carbs, and like a bunch of food, like 3,100 calories. And it's, I shouldn't be waking up at 94, in my opinion. So, like, I have yet to see a 98 degree or higher body temperature in years, probably. So, I would like to get there. Obviously, genetically, you could just be predisposed to lower body temperature, and that could always be the case. But I feel like, body temperature and thyroid are very closely intertwined with one another. So, if it's not going up, it has me concerned about what's going on. So, anyways, that's kind of like the main thing I wanted to touch on. Oh yeah, also really interesting. Okay, this is something I actually find actually pretty interesting. So typically when I go to sleep, I sleep like a rock. I can sleep for 8 hours without waking up unless I just drank way too much water the night before and have to go to the washroom and take a piss. On this diet, I've noticed a lot of times, typically I would not even wake up until my alarm woke me up at like 7.5, 8 hours. On this diet though, I'm waking up at like the 6.5 hour mark. And, normally if I did that, if that ever happened prior to the diet, I'd like roll over and then like die and fall asleep again. Like I'm just wiped if I don't get my 8 hours typically. On this diet though, I've been waking up at like 6.5 hours and before my alarm even goes off, and then like being awake enough to feel like I want to get up, which is kind of crazy. And it's really welcomed actually. It's cool because it's like usually I have to set my alarm and put it across the room behind a desk to make it really difficult for me to turn off the alarm because I know if it's right beside my bed, I'm just going to hit snooze and go back to sleep. But up to now on the diet, probably for the last week, I've noticed this. I can actually put my alarm beside my bed and I don't even have to roll over to press snooze because I'm just waking up and just getting up, which is kind of crazy. So, and it's not like a freak time where I just like went to take a piss and I just decided to stay up. Like I'm actually just like straight up waking up and feeling awake enough to get up. So that's a good sign in terms of, because if I was really hypothyroid, I feel like I would probably be a lot more sluggish and fatigued and not be able to get that benefit. So I don't know. It's kind of like I'm getting signs of like good things, but also signs of no progress. So it's kind of, I don't know. Obviously the blood work will be very eye-opening to see where things are really at. I suspect everything will probably be back in range, but it'll probably not be at like the high end, which is going to bother me because it's like I usually want everything just maxed out. Like even being on TRT, it keeps me at high normal. Like I want to have a high normal metabolism with my thyroid. So it's kind of like, it's tough though because I also don't want to be dependent on thyroid hormone because there are some physiological functions of the precursor hormones that you could potentially be missing out on if you just took like straight up T3, for example, and like didn't have any T4 or T1 or T2 in minor amounts as well. So I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, that's pretty much the update, honestly. Food, it's good. I'm hungry all the time, which is, good for somebody who's trying to grow. For me, it's kind of annoying because I'm trying to stay lean, and the fact that I'm super hungry on 3,100 calories is like, I've never really had that before, and it's hard because it's like if I was cutting, it's like if I was trying to cut further, I'm just trying to think where would I pull calories, because the micronutrient portion that I need to fulfill already takes up like 2/3 of the calories, and then I have like two ground bison and rice meals, and it's not like the quantities are excessive. It's like 1 pound of bison a day, which I feel like compared to a lot of people on this diet is not very much, and then 2 cups of rice per day. So I don't know. It's like I don't want to get to a point where I'm like just having all this micro dense food, but then nothing that's like the bulk of my protein and carb, that's like the actual vertical part. So I feel like this diet is definitely tailored for those who want to grow lean and grow effectively and have like, no hindrance of their performance by being bogged down by tons of food, and just like an ease of getting enough energy in to grow effectively without it like being a strain on your digestive system mostly. But it's like most people just can't get enough clean food in a surplus. But in a deficit, I feel like this diet would be kind of difficult because there's so many foods in there that are so calorie dense that I have to eat to get certain micronutrients in. Like I have egg, like whole eggs in the morning. I have full fat Greek yogurt. I have slice of cheese. I'm having the red meat itself, even though it's ground bison and it's lean, it's like it's still red meat and it's way more calorie dense than chicken or egg whites. I don't know what else is in there. Can't think off the top of my head, but it's like, orange juice gets to be like, that's just something it's not like it's a big part of the diet, but it's not satiating at all. And it's just extra calories, you know what I mean? And it's like, it all plays its role, which is the whole point of the thing. So it's like, I'm not critiquing it and saying that's a bad thing, because that's kind of why the diet shines. But on like the other side of the spectrum, if you're cutting and you're trying to stick to especially a steep deficit, I feel like you'd start to have to swap out foods that your body agrees with for foods that your body would less agree with, like oatmeal and like super fibrous, like veggies and stuff, and like a bunch of things that would fill you up and possibly cause kind of go against the principles of the vertical diet in the first place. But fortunately, I don't have like, I'm not prepping for a contest. I'm not like, I don't know. I'm already, I can hang on to single digit body fat percentage, or just at like the top end of that with this diet at this calorie allotment. So we'll see what happens as it goes forward. But that's pretty much the update for now. But I'm still enjoying it, and it's exciting to see what happens. So anyways, I'll keep you guys posted. If you guys like this video, please hit the like, drop a comment if you have any questions about the vertical diet or what I've been doing with it, or I don't know, anything that is relevant you might want to know about it. Hit that did I already say that? Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. I should go to bed. I can't even think right now. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Talk to you soon.